Welcome to Meren, and as far as our opening hand goes, yes, we will keep on this one. We've got 4 Soul Ring Wine. Yeah, we'll keep on this one because yeah, this is beautiful. Because we've got Guy's Cradle for later in the game. We've got Sad Robot to grab ourselves a Black Source. We've got a Tutor. Yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful opening hand. And we're playing Gaddock Teague, which is pretty nice because playing its Gaddock Teague non-creature spells with a converted mana cost 4 or more. Vast majority of this deck is safe from Gaddock Teague, so and that is a pretty good feeling. So let's go and lead off with. Let's see what we. Hey. And our opponent just said, hey, and good luck. So it's just responding back to them. All right, so we draw into Vraska. Yeah, I think at this point we just go Forest and we go Soul Ring. Yeah, that'll be good because that way it kind of keeps us online for next turn. At the very least, if we rip a lane off the top, that'll put us into Sad Robot territory, which I think that's what we'll probably end up going for. But if we don't, then we can actually end up going for Winding Way, and that'll allow us to. Get some stuff good. Oh, goodness. This is a pretty fast start for our opponent. But I'm liking this because I think we can bounce back from this. All right, so we do not hit the lane for the turn. Let's go Forest and Soul Ring. We're going to choose land on this one for sure. Hopefully, yes, definitely choose land. Oh, there we go. Hit Woodland Cemetery, so I'll take it. Let's have Woodland Cemetery come down, and then we go for Viscera Seer. I think that sounds good. And then anything else will pass turn to our opponent. So we can make the lane drop next turn with Guy's Cradle. Now, we do have Vampiric Tutor that we can go for during our upkeep, but we'll kind of see what's going to happen. But let's cover our commanders really quick. This is a pretty fast game from both of us. So we're playing Meren. Whenever another creature you control dies, you get an experience counter. Then at the beginning of your end step, choose target creature card in your graveyard if that card's converted mana cost is less than or equal to the number of experience counters you have. Return it to the battlefield. Otherwise, put it into your hand. Playing Gaddock Teague. Non-creature spells with converted mana cost 4 or less can't be cast, and then non-creature spells with X in their mana cost cannot be cast. So we've got Angel of Condemnation. Yep. Flying and Angel, I don't know what I was thinking. I was just like, I think that's what it is. Exile another creature, return to the battlefield, exert it, exile another target creature until it leaves the battlefield. All right, so we get Gaddock Teague swinging in for 2. That's going to put us down to 28. And we did cover both commanders. And I'll give a shout out to our sponsors in just a second. Let's get this turn going first. So that will end up, doubling. Oh, all right. So we got ourselves an alternative win condition. That sounds pretty cool. So we've got Guy's Cradle. It's going to be 1-2. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then tap down for 2. I think I kind of like. We could go for Sad Robot. We're not interesting. Yeah, let's go Sad Robot. I think we're okay with that. Yeah, because we've actually got Vraska in Doubling Season, which is kind of a good win condition. I kind of like that. So let's go for Sad Robot. The main thing is we just want to get some land drops going. So yeah, we're definitely going to use that ability. Let's grab ourselves a Swamp. Have that come into play tapped. And then anything else, let's pass the turn to our opponent. Kick it back over there. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. If you want to get yourselves one of those mini floating green skulls as a souvenir, head over to MTGOTraders. Especially if you enjoyed your time over here at Meren today, they are limited quantities. So if you want to get some for your family for Christmas, next Christmas, I would highly suggest picking them up. You know how Gogari people are. Also, let's give a quick shout out to inkgaming.com. Inkgaming.com/Jolt will apply the coupon code. Get yourself something nice. Treat yourself. Make sure that you are. Okay, that just hits lands. That's going to shut off Life from the Loam. Luckily, we don't have Life from the Loam. And so, but yeah, be sure to check out Ink Gaming. And last but not least, I started a Patreon. So you can get your name at the beginning or the ending of the credits. Or if you want to get your hands on some sweet tokens for a token drop of the month, make sure that you're a patron of my Patreon. You'll be automatically entered into my giveaway. So there we go. Let's have some fun. So we've got, this is Exerted. Exile another target creature until it leaves the battlefield. So that's going to force us to miss out on doing a Scry and Scurry. This point, right in response to that, because we can actually Vampiric Tutor for Toxic, and I think that sounds pretty good. Let's do that. So we're going to go ahead and allow that to happen. And we're going to Vampiric Tutor during our upkeep for Toxic Dealers, because they've overextended into this board state, and that's going to be very nice for us to kind of hit the reset button. It's going to get around the Indestructible. We're going to have to pay a lot of life. Oh, no, dang it. I double-clicked. Oh, that is a bummer. That is a major bummer. Okay. Oh, that stinks. All right, so we can still survive. It's not the end of the world. It's just not exactly what you want to see happen. Um, oh, that stinks. Oh, oh, that hurts. I guess we just go for doubling season. Yeah, we can do doubling season. That'll be 1-2. That'll kind of set us up. Um, Ooh, there we go. That was kind of close for a second. And oh, excuse me. Oh, non-creature spells with 4 or less, so we can't go for doubling season. Oh, that is a bummer. That stinks. What do we want to do this turn? We can go for Meren again. I think we just let this happen. We can't go for. That'll be double black. Yeah, I think we just need to pass the turn because we don't want to get Priest of the Blood Rat. That's going to get rid of our Vampiric Tutor option. Rex Sage is not going to destroy anything at all. And then Vraska is just going to be, subject to death. So, misclick on my part. Sorry about that. We could have Toxic this turn. That would give us an extra card draw. So, we will definitely Vampiric Tutor at the end of our opponent's turn this turn before that happens. Yeah, so basically, I have hotkeys set up because that allows me to deliver commentary and at a good flowing rate and kind of get through the game state. And the number 2 on the keypad, the number pad, is my hotkey for OK on Magic Online. And so sometimes I like double click it on accident, and that is exactly what happens. So a little bit of a bummer, but that happens sometimes. So opponent's going to go for Aura Shards. That is something that we don't want to see, but it's not the end of the world. All right, so they are tapped out. We're going to go for Vampiric Tutor. That's going to put us down to 18. And there we go. In step, Vampiric Tutor. We're going to lose a little bit of life off this one, but that is okay. Let's grab ourselves a Toxic Deluge. There we go. It's going to go on top of our library. We're going to pay a pretty good chunk of mana on this one. And yeah, we'll go ahead and swing in for 2. No, they're going to Indestructible block either way. So let's Toxic Deluge. That's going to be 1-2. We're going to pay 8 life. I think that's going to be correct. Yeah, let's get rid of the entire board state. That does put us down to 8, and then we get to cash in a card draw, and then we still have Mr. Sad, not Sad Robot, we get Viscera Seer out there. So that's going to be just enough for Meren, I think. Yeah, that's going to be perfect. 1, 2, 3. Excuse me, that is not enough for. I was thinking, for some reason, I'm thinking Viscera Seer was a mana dork. Let's go Tribe Elder, and that way next turn we can set up some really nice options. So we get Tribe Elder down. We'll go and pass the turn. So, our opponent's in top deck mode. They've got an open mana vault. They've only got 1 card left in their hand. They've got Gaddock Teague, which is not really going to be doing much. The thing at this point right now that we need to do is hopefully stabilize. That's what we're going to try to do. We need to figure out what's going to give us the best option to win. We've got Meren to get some graveyard shenanigans going, or we do have Vraska in doubling season, which is like pretty much plan B for the deck. And since we have both of them in the hand and that normally doesn't happen, I think that's what we're going for because that sounds pretty fun. And it's, if they get Gaddock Teague down, that does stop us from that happening. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, because we would definitely need some setting up for that. So we'll see what we can do. We do potentially have Rex Sage on Aura Shards. That's going to allow us to at least kind of get rid of that destroy target enchantment, because if Aura Shards is on the battlefield, that really stops our doubling season line of play. So we actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we might not end up going for Vraska and doubling season simply because if our opponent gets on Gaddock Teague, that's going to really hurt us. So we'll see what we can actually end up assembling on our side of the battlefield. But we've got some good options, Priest of the Bloodright with doubling. Even if we can't get doubling season and Vraska, the fact that we can get Priest of the Bloodright, that does sound pretty good. So our opponent's going to go for Vivian's Arcbow. Discard a card. Yeah, that'll work. And we'll see what else. If we end up going Tribe Elder, either way, that's going to be the same mana between Guy's Cradle, so we might as well just hold on to it for Meren. So, all right, they will end up passing the turn. Let's see what we've drawn to for the turn. Caustic Caterpillar. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Either way, that's going to put us in the same spot. So let's do this. We go for Reclamation Sage. Because we want to get let's get Meren down first. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's going to be 1 green mana. All right, so we got Meren coming down. We're going to be able to tap down for 4 mana. 3 and then 4. Yeah, that'll work out. All right, so we go for Reclamation Sage. Let's pop that Aura Shards. Let's pop Aura. Yeah, that's going to be good. Because we want to get rid of yeah, because we want doubling season. Or do you just want to get rid of Arcbow? I think Arcbow is going to be the better bet now that I think about it. Yeah, let's do that. So let's get rid of Arcbow. Aura Shards is not fun, but I mean, at this point, I feel like we can get a better board state assembled with us sacrificing creatures, I think, at this point. So let's get Caustic Caterpillar down. Let's go and swing in with Viscera Seer and Tribelder over there. We're going to swing in, and I think we have, I don't know how many counters we've got, but let's go and swing in for 2. I... Oh my, I just looked at the chat. So in our chat, normally I don't do this, but I'm gonna post this. So my opponent goes, "Hi, good luck," and then I go, "Hey, same to you," and I put like an exclamation point, like happy. And then after I blew up their arc bow, they go, "I take it back. Go to hells." So anyway, shout out to our opponent. Good game to them. You normally don't see this on Magic Online, but if you're gonna act like that, I don't mind highlighting that. That's so dumb. But anyway, we got Tribelder and we got Viscera Seer swinging in, so the game's not over. But I'm going to post this video because once you beat a Stacks Effect deck like this, typically that's, controlling players like this, once they lose their grip hold on the control of the game, sometimes they get disgruntled, they're not very happy. And so if you beat a control player, you beat like a stacks player, if they lose that control, that's typically a good game. So even though the life totals don't reflect that, we stabilized with that Toxic Deluge. They lost the grip on the control of the game, and that's losing to them. So anyway, it feels pretty good. We didn't get a lot of Meren action going, but we're about to get it kickstarted. Meren was going to, we got Viscera Seer and Tribelder swinging it for 2. Then we crack Tribelder. That's going to be another experience counter. We sacrifice Caustic Caterpillar on Aura Shards. Potentially, or we just straight up just sacrifice it, bring it back. Either way, we're going to have a chokehold on this game. And if you enjoyed that video, like and subscribe. Bye. Welcome to Meren. As far as our opening hand, yeah, we'll keep on this one. I like this. It's a pretty good little ramp hand, and nothing super crazy as far as getting a lot of graveyard stuff going. But when you see a lot of ramp in your opening hand between Cultivate and having at least 4 lands for your commander, we will keep on this one. No reason to mulligan. And we're playing against Azusa, so hopefully we don't get Eldrazi'd out. We'll see what's... Oh, and we're drawn to Buried Alive. Thank you, Magic God. So... let's go and lead off with Command Tower. Let's go for Caterpillar. Hopefully we can catch an early mana rock from our opponent. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Meren. Whenever another creature you control dies, you get an experience counter. Then at the beginning of your end step, choose target creature card in your graveyard. If that card's converted mana cost is less than or equal to the number of experience counters you have, return that to the battlefield. Otherwise, put it into your hand. So see what we draw into for the turn. Slime. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's go for Forest and then pass the turn to our opponent. But yeah, do we want to swing in for 1? Yeah, might as well. Every point of damage matters. And then the Caterpillar is a activated ability, so we're pretty good. If our opponent has like Ambush Viper or something, hey, so be it, they've got it. We're going to get him for 1 because we want to set the tone. We're going to get that Caterpillar damage going. So if you're keeping score at home, you can mark Caterpillar damage to exactly 1. We're playing Azusa, Lost But Seeking. You can play 2 additional lands on each of your turns. And so typically... I don't want to assume what our opponent's deck is, but the vast majority of Azusa decks that I've played against on Magic Online, they tend to be just Eldrazi ramp decks, and so we'll see what we can do about that. I will say this build of Meren is not super competitive. It's kind of more of a token build of Meren. I mean, it's going to be able to hold its own. It's not just what you consider a fine-tuned Meren deck. So it just kind of is what it is. Let's go for Swamp. Let's go for Cultivate. That way we can get ahead on mana and get a few extra lands into our hand. Let's grab, probably just split this one down the middle. So let's go Swamp. Let's grab ourselves a Forest. Let's put the Forest onto the battlefield, Swamp into our hand, and then anything else. We already made the land drop. We'll go and pass the turn over to our opponent. So we did cover both commanders. Give a quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. If you want to be a part of the Meren graveyard, or maybe you want to get yourself a little kind of souvenir floating skull with your visit to Meren land, hey, head on over to MTGOTraders. They've got all those little floating skulls. Also, let's give a quick shout out to ingaming.com. If you haven't treated yourself, you want a custom playmat, head on over there. Click on the link and down in the description below. I don't know why that was so hard. Click on the link down in the description below to go to the website, or just go to ingaming.com/jolt to apply that coupon code. And last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you'd like to contribute to the Patreon, there is a link down in the description below, and get your name at the beginning or the ending of the credits to help support cool content like this. And if you can't do that, hey, no problem. Just tell somebody about the channel. Or if you want to get your hands on some of those sweet tokens, I do a token drop each month. Make sure that you're a patron of the Patreon. You'll be automatically entered into the giveaway. So we've got Prime Time coming down. If you're sitting there saying, hey, I thought Prime Time's big, ugly, dumb face was banned in Commander. Well, you are right. We are playing 1v1 Commander, which is slightly different from Magic, like regular Commander. Why Primetime is unbanned in 1v1 Commander, I'm not really sure. I wish I could give you a response that makes sense as to why it's not banned in 1v1 Commander, but hey, it is what it is. So if if Primetime floats your boat for some, man, I wish I could play Primetime in a Commander deck. Get on Magic Online. Let's play some 1v1 Commander. It's kind of like the wild, wild west of Commander, to be perfectly honest. I think what happened is they tried to make a ban list, and it just 1v1 Commanders was just horrible, just bad, very bad for a very long time. And so we go Meren. Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, let's do this. So let's go for Meren, and I'll kind of talk about that because we're probably about to get prime time out of the game, so I'll at least talk about that ban list. Let's have Meren come down. Let's go for Guy's Cradle. Let it tap for 2. Yeah, because that keeps us on for Caterpillar. Not that it's really kind of matters right now. So anything else will pass the turn over to our opponent. Yeah, so with the ban list, so eventually 1v1 Commander, it had the exact same list as regular Commander. In fact, 1v1 Commander, you simply just used to be Commander rules started at 40 life, and that was fine. Then they decided to try to make 1v1 Commander an actual thing on Magic Online, and so they changed the life total down to 30, which actually 30 is pretty nice for 1v1 Commander. I feel it's a good spot. But then after that, they tried to kind of like create this ban list. And so whenever they decided to create 1v1 Commander, Brawl was really popular too. So with Brawl being very popular, that was basically the dominating deck in 1v1 Commander. Also, at the end of the day, you're playing Commander. You're like, do we need to make Commander a tournament format? Because then it kind of, to me, it defeats the purpose of Commander. You can have a fine-tuned Commander deck and it not be something that you would need to take to a Commander tournament. There's just 2 separate decks for that. So I felt like there wasn't necessarily a need for 1v1 Commander ban list, but hey, they wanted to do it. And so with Brawl being so good, they're like, all right, we need to weaken Brawl. So they just banned every cantrip under the sun. I mean, like, Brainstorm was banned. I get maybe them banning tutors in Commander, but it was almost just like, why don't you just ban Brawl? Nobody enjoys playing against Brawl. Nobody enjoys Brawl because it's basically just polymorph Brawl. And I think Emrakul was unbanned at the time, so you could just like polymorph into just something nasty. So, so basically, there was like 3 months of bannings where they were like, well, let's just keep Brawl around. Let's keep Brawl around, and why they did, I don't know. And so then eventually it got to the point to where 1v1. I wondered if my channel was gonna stick around because there was like nobody in the Commander playroom anymore. And so okay, so let's see. So we've got Buried Alive, and I'll finish that story in a sec. Yeah, it was just, man, that was a rough time mentally for the channel because I was like, great, they're doing this ban list, but let's get this going first. So we've got Meren, we've got Buried Alive, which is going to allow us to dump some creature cards into the graveyard. We don't really have a sack outlet at this point right now. And I guess if we wanted to get some slime tokens going, we get some experience counters. Oh, we do have Assassin's Trophy too. That's something that we can deal at prime time, so we might end up doing that if they don't have Eldrazi in their hand. So let's go for that. So if we get down Doom Whisper, let's make the land drop for the turn. That's going to be Doom Whisper 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, that will cut us off. I think that still leaves us just enough for Assassin's Trophy. Yeah, that'll be good. All right, so we're going to have a Doom Whisperer come down. We're going to go for Assassin's Trophy, I think, right now. I think that sounds pretty good because that's going to get rid of Prime Time. And so there we go. All right, Assassin's Trophy on Prime Time. That's going to get rid of Mr. Ugly Face over there. And then I think, yeah, we'll still go and push in for 3 with Meren. I think we're cool with that. We still haven't anything with Caustic Caterpillar to go for. So now Assassin's Trophy does give him an extra land, but I mean at this point right now they've already got more than enough mana. So I feel like 1 extra land's really not going to matter at this point right now. So let's go and push in with Meren. That's going to be 3 coming across. That way we can just at least get in for some commander damage and then pass the turn. But yeah, so they wanted to keep Brawl around for reasons unknown, and then finally they got to this point to where, let's see. Okay, Azusa goes back to the command zone. All right, and then anything else past it. So yeah, eventually they just wanted to keep Brawl around for a long time. It's like, this is dumb. And then 1v1 just went into the tanks. I mean, like I can get up in the morning and record Magic, and that's as early as 5 o'clock in the morning. And I used to be able to do that all the time. There used to be, probably 20, 30 commander games fired off at any given moment. Whenever they did this 1v1 ban list, it's like they just killed commander on Magic Online. I mean, there was nothing. And so it's just now rebounded really within the last I would say about 3 months. So if you've ever been on the fence about getting into Magic Online, it's made a really nice, oh. Okay, so let's go. Let's get some Surveil going. That's going to be all as dust. I don't know what we're digging for, but we've got live total, and that's what's going to happen. Mana Crypt, let's go and put that into the graveyard. We'll put Phyrexian Tower into the graveyard. And I feel like this point, we might as well just be aggressive to get extra creatures into the graveyard. I think we're okay with that. We're going to go for Doom Whisper, Surveil again, because if we can get a few extra creatures going and start bringing them back with Meren, I feel like that's pretty good. So graveyard, graveyard. And I think what we'll probably do is get down to about 10. I think that it's a safe number if we wanted to be aggressive. Put it on into the graveyard. Now, we are running about 30 creatures in here, so that's not hitting any creatures at this point right now. It's kind of a little bit of a bummer. We do have a lot of creatures in here, but yeah, we need to get a few more creatures going. So we're going to kind of keep this going. My viewpoint on this game is they've got so much mana at this point right now that we need to be aggressive with this to begin with. So let's put that in the graveyard, go into the graveyard. And we've got a land drop for next turn, so let's go and go for one more Surveil. Because also, if we run into Gerard's Orders, yeah, I guess actually that's not a little bad little spread right there. So let's put, and actually, Toxic Deluge is not going to be good. Let's put Toxic into the graveyard, and we'll put Gerard on top. That way we can grab a specific creature, and then anything else we'll just go and pass the turn. So we're at least going to get 2 experience counters for that. We can recast Meren for next turn. That allows us goes for Caustic Caterpillar. We can even probably end up going for Lano War Elves because that's going to allow us to kind of rebuild our board state. And let's see what they're casting. That's going to be 6 total mana, 4 of it snow mana, if you're keeping score. Okay, that's going to be Ugin. Now with Ugin, I don't know if we can dodge Ugin. I think Ugin's going to be the seal on this game. So we're going to draw into Gerard's Orders. Let's see what we can kind of dredge up with Gerard's Orders, but it's not looking good. Let's get this popped out. Because even if we just go wide with a bunch of creatures, they're going to be able to exile at 3 damage. It's going to be Thragtusk, which we can't really cast right now. Tindershoot Dryad's really nice. We could go for Sidisi to grab. Yeah, I just don't think we've got it on this one. Plaguecrafter. Well, Plaguecrafter gives us an option. All right, so card goes into our hand. Plaguecrafter goes into our hand, which is good. And then let's put another card into the graveyard. Let's go and grab a Sack Outlet. Let's grab Viscerus here. Goes into the graveyard. Let's make the land drop for the turn. Yeah, that's pretty good. Plaguecrafter is going to make them sacrifice a creature. I mean, a Planeswalker, so that'll work out. Let's grab ourselves by... Oh, no, excuse me. We can't go for Plaguecrafter yet because we have no creatures on the battlefield, so that's not going to work out. We can do it next turn. Anything else will pass the turn to our opponent, so... Hopefully we can stick around until next turn. At least Plaguecrafter is going to get rid of Ugin. We are looking at another 3 damage from Ugin. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. And so hopefully we can kind of stabilize. But yeah, so long story short, 1v1 Commander has definitely rebounded. I can get up early in the morning. I can record now. I can record anytime during the day. And for a while there, whenever they were doing that ban list, I mean, and then 1v1 Commander just really stunk for a long time because they banned all the fast mana. They banned all the tutors. And so, like, you're looking at, like, it was like Opt was, like, the only cantrip you could run. And, like, ooh, sorry, we got an Ulamog coming down. Yep, that's what I was kind of afraid of. All right, so we've got Ulamog. Even if we go Plaguecrafter, they're going to sacrifice Ulamog or sacrifice Ugin. We're looking at the ultimate on Ugin. So, yep, good game to our opponent. They're going to get it on this one. At least we got to talk about 1v1 Commander. But, yes, long story short, it was bad for a very long time. Oh yeah, I'll just kind of tell my favorite part of the story as to why, kind of bringing it full circle as to why, yeah, good game. They got this one. As to why Primetime is still unbanned in 1v1 Commander, bringing it full circle. So eventually there was nobody playing 1v1 Commander. It just felt like it was me for a long time. They just hit the reset button. They unbanned pretty much everything that they had banned previously. And then they unbanned Ugin. Not Ugin, they unbanned Primetime and a few other spells, and then just tossed everything in there. And we have gotten no update since that happened, and that was probably about a year ago. So that's why it's the Wild Wild West. Eighth of Flux Reservoir is still not Eighth of Flux. Paradox Engine's still legal. Primetime's legal. And it's very much like a teacher walked in and said, y'all just teach yourselves. And then they just left. And so there's no teacher in 1v1 Commander. So that's why you see random cards sometimes. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video and the talk, like and subscribe. All right, bye.